LMGs are a very popular weapon class in Call of Duty. Now, they're not nearly as popular as assault rifles or SMGs. They're not as flashy, but they are a popular pick for anyone who likes to move a little slower, a little more methodical, and hold down entire lanes of a map by themselves. Yeah, spraying out dozens of bullets before needing to reload is an awesome feeling. Now, you may think LMGs are spammy. You may think they're lame. They have a huge fan base, though, in the COD community. Today, I'm catering to that fan base. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Chaos here. Today, we're going to give some love where love doesn't go very often. We're going to go over the best LMGs in COD history. We are going to rank them. Let me know if you agree or disagree what your favorite LMG is. It's okay, circle of trust. You can say it without worrying about backlash here, I hope. Drop a like, and guys, before we get started, the daily reminder, the link is at the top of the description. If we can get the new Chaos Call of Duty channel to 5,000 subscribers before the end of the year, I will give away something massive over there, and I will let you guys decide what that is. We'll do a community poll on the channel once we hit it, and then we'll do a huge giveaway. If you didn't know, we are covering daily COD news, leaks, rumors, updates over on the new channel. So go check it out. Right-click on it so you don't leave this one. Subscribe, and come right back. At number 10, here we go. The best LMGs in COD history. I think I locked this one down pretty well. The AUG HBAR in the original Modern Warfare 2. Now, the AUG, man, it's appeared many times throughout COD history, and I don't think the 2019 or the 2009 version is anywhere close to being the best, but it was really good. It fired at 689 rounds per minute, made it one of the slowest guns on this list, but it shined. It shined with the damage per shot. By default, the AUG HBAR would hit for an even 40 damage no matter what. That means it was a 3-shot kill with no exceptions. But if you threw stopping power on it, it was now a 2-shot kill with no exceptions, and since it had pretty decent handling compared to the other LMGs in that game, the power was pretty appealing. The HBAR had some of the best penetration power in the entire game. It made it easy to shred through walls, kill people with as little as 2 bullets. I'm serious here. The AUG HBAR wasn't the most popular pick in Modern Warfare 2, mainly because of the slower movement speeds and the lack of flare. But it was slept on. It was nutty. And if you used it, you already know. You're shaking your head. Yeah, Jimmy, you're absolutely right. It's a good way to start today's list, too. Now we move on to number 9. The M27 IAR in Ghost. I may get some heat for putting the M27 this low on the list, but you have to remember, there's been a lot of absolutely ridiculous LMGs throughout the series, so trust me when I say I have my reasons for putting it here, and you'll see as we go throughout this list. That being said, it was good. Unlike its Black Ops 2 counterpart, the M27 was an LMG in Ghost, and it was one of the most annoying guns in the game simply because of how easy it was to camp with. It came with a 100-round default mag. It fired at 705 rounds per minute while killing with as little as 2 bullets. Now, if you aimed high, you could 2-tap people from up to 20 meters. Yeah, even if you hit them in the foot, you only needed 3 shots to kill him, and that made it very hard to go up against. The time to kill was pretty competitive for a game like Ghost, where almost everything was killing faster than ever before. And then on top of all that, you had the people kitting out the M27 with things like the thermal sight, the foregrips. They could just beam you across the map while sitting in a bush or a dark corner. The Black Ops 2 M27 may have been the more popular of the two, but the Ghost version, it was insane. And a lot of old school COD players remember how rage-inducing an M27 camper was in this game. Now we arrive at Vanguard. Can you guess? I'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. The MG42. I may be in the minority here. I actually really liked using this in this game for the little bit I played the game. Vanguard may have had a lot of flaws, but if there's one thing it got right, it was the MG. It was one of the fastest firing guns in COD history, and the damage per shot was actually pretty moderate, meaning it had one of the best TTKs in Vanguard. Now with the addition of the 10 attachment gunsmith, you could kit this thing out any way you wanted. You could just dream it up and make it happen. You really took advantage of the speed and the raw power of this gun. It was kind of butchered in COD World War II, so I'm thankful that Sledgehammer corrected their mistake and turned it into one of the best LMGs in COD history for the sequel. The Vanguard version, I mean, it had a lot of potential in Warzone, especially on the smaller resurgence maps like Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keep, but it shined the brightest in standard multiplayer. You could clean up an entire team without having to reload. Now, you may not have liked Vanguard. That's fair. But the MG42 was so much fun to use, and I honestly think it's one of the best LMGs in COD history at number 8. At number 7, now, this is a personal pick. I'm not even going to explain myself. It's my video. The Stoner in Black Ops 1. This is one of my favorite weapons from the original Black Ops. It was a classified gun, meaning you had to unlock every other LMG in the entire game before you had the option to purchase it with COD points. But when you got your hands on it, It was one of the deadliest guns in the entire game. Now, it fired at 937 rounds per minute, the same as the iconic FAMAS. It hit for a flat 40 damage from any distance on any part of the body. That's insane. It was a 3-shot kill no matter what, and since it had the same fire rate as the FAMAS, this means it could actually keep up with it in terms of time to kill. In fact, at long ranges, the Stoner actually killed faster than the FAMAS. It was deadly. So why is it down at number 7? Well, because the recoil was dumb, and it had some pretty slow handling as well. So you got that insane TTK of the best gun in the game, but you were stuck with some pitiful handling speeds and a very long reload animation, meaning the FAMAS was still the better weapon, and that's why nobody really used it. I loved it. It's getting its shine today. At number 6, the Bruen MK9 in Warzone. Now, the Bruen was nerfed several times. There was a time in which it was hands down the best gun in the game, if you remember. Light machine gun added to Modern Warfare and Warzone with Season 3 was meant to be the replacement for the iconic M249 SAW from COD 4. Now, the fire rate was turned down a little bit from its 2007 counterpart. But man, it got new attachments. They complemented a number of new playstyles. In standard multiplayer, it was strong, but in Warzone, it was game-breaking. The 60-round mag turned into a very versatile weapon, and since it was carrying the damage of an LMG, well, you could take advantage of the power. Before it was nerfed multiple times, it was undeniably the best gun in the game because of that power. Long, short, mid-range combat scenarios, it didn't matter. By the time Warzone 1 came to an end, the Bruen was probably hovering around upper mid-tier, but back in the glory days, it was at the top. Now we crack into the top 5. We're going to get into some pretty insane guns here. The Dingo in Black Ops 3. Now, it wasn't actually that popular when Black Ops 3 first came out, but there came a point where everybody figured out, the light bulb came on, how good it was. This LMG came with an 80-round default mag. Pretty quick reload animation for an LMG this large, and it fired at 722 rounds per minute. It could hit for between 30 and 22 damage, which made it a 4 to 5 shot kill. Now, those don't sound like amazing stats from what we've talked about already, but it clicked with a sizable portion of the community, and it quickly became the most popular LMG in the game. So what was so great about it? Why is it at number 5? Well, the recoil? There was none. It was a very satisfying gun to use since you could laser people from stupid distances. On top of that, the handling speeds, they were quick, and aiming high could substantially shorten your time to kill. When you mix those things together, what you had was basically a really beefy assault rifle, and people like that. Other LMGs in the game, like the BRM or the Dredge, they may have killed faster, but the Dingo was the easiest to use, and it complemented the most playstyles in that game. You could use it like a traditional LMG. You could run around and play super aggressive with it. Versatility is everything in Call of Duty, and I think the Dingo had a ton of value in that category. At number 4, the Lewis in COD World War II. Your starting LMG in the game, and I distinctly remember thinking to myself, this thing's good when I first used it. May have been a pretty slow fire rate for a gun, but most of the automatic weapons in COD World War II fired relatively slowly, at least compared to other COD games. But where it shined, damage per shot. DPS. It would kill with 3 bullets in most situations, and since the recoil was super low, you could really take advantage of the power. Now, with a moderate fire rate and super high damage, it had a very competitive time to kill, and it had attachments. Extended mags would give you 97 rounds for some reason, while FMJ would let you shred through walls like paper. The recoil, it was low. The iron sights, they were clean. People ran it without an optic, but if you did throw a 2 or 3 buy on it, you could be that guy. You could be that guy picking out of the spawn on shipment 1944 or London docks. It was strong, especially in group fights. I think it's one of the best LMGs in recent COD history. At number 3, the LSAT in Black Ops 2. You knew it was going to be on the list, you just didn't know where I was going to put it. Now, it took a little bit of grinding to unlock back in the Black Ops 2 days, unless you just whipped out the default class. This LMG quickly became the camper's best friend. To this day, a lot of people insist it was the most skillless gun ever put in a Call of Duty multiplayer game. That's a big title. It fired at 750 rounds per minute, could kill in 3 to 4 shots. Sounds average for a weapon like this, but things quickly went off the rails when you started looking at the details. For starters, the headshot damage was high, meaning as long as you hit 1 headshot, it would kill with 3 bullets from across the map. The recoil is very low, made it easy to take advantage of that insane 3-shot kill potential. It also came with a massive 100-round default mag and a whopping 200 reserve rounds. It made it a spammer's best friend. Heck, you could throw on an extended clip and bring that mag size up to 135 if you really wanted to be that person. It was strong on its own. Top of that, put the combo in there. Target finder, riot shields. It was busted. When it came down to holding sections of the map single-handedly, the LSAT was probably the best gun in the game for the job, but much of the community rallied against it in order to discourage all the camping that took place. So you tell me, were you the LSAT target finder camper back in Black Ops 2? Be honest. Let me know. At number 2, the Titan. 2 Titan. The Titan in Black Ops 2. You knew it was going to be on the list, you just didn't know where I was going to put it. Now, it took a little bit of grinding to unlock back in the Black Ops 2 days, unless you just whipped out the default class. This LMG quickly became the camper's best friend. To this day, a lot of people insist it was the most skillless gun ever put in a Call of Duty multiplayer game. That's a big title. If fired at 750 rounds per minute, could kill in 3 to 4 shots. Sounds average for a weapon like this, but things quickly went off the rails when you started looking at the details. For starters, the headshot damage was high, meaning as long as you hit 1 headshot, it would kill with 3 bullets from across the map. The recoil is very low, made it easy to take advantage of that insane 3-shot kill potential. It also came with a massive 100-round default mag and a whopping 200 reserve rounds. It made it a spammer's best friend. Heck, you could throw on an extended clip and bring that mag size up to 135 if you really wanted to be that person. It was strong on its own. Top of that, put the combo in there. Target finder, riot shields. It was busted. When it came down to holding sections of the map single-handedly, the LSAT was probably the best gun in the game for the job, but much of the community rallied against it in order to discourage all the camping that took place. So you tell me, were in Black Ops 4. When BO4 came out, the community was actually pretty happy with the gun palettes, except for this gun. Starting LMG, despite being big and bulky, it was easily the best gun in the game for the first few months of the life cycle. The fire rate was moderate, but the damage per shot was dumb. Killed in 3 to 4 shots if you aim high and had the right attachments. Plus, the recoil, it was really low, and the iron sights were very, very clean, so it wasn't hard to use the Titan naked and rank it up super quickly so you could get your hands on stuff that really broke it. A kitted out Titan, it could do everything. It could kill enemies faster than almost anything in the game. It could shoot down kill streaks with a few bullets. It didn't slow down your movement nearly as drastically as other LMGs in the franchise. Treyarch did eventually nerf it, but it's still a high-tier weapon today. The original version, though, it's one of the best LMGs in the entire series. If you were playing Black Ops 4 during the first couple months, chances are this was one of the only guns you saw on lot. Way too powerful, way too versatile for an LMG. During the late 2010s, there was this weird attempt in Call of Duty to make the LMGs more popular, which is why games like COD World War II and Black Ops 4 had some really quick LMG handling speeds. Thankfully, that trend seems to be over, and LMGs are back where they belong in the power rankings. I like them. I like them more than most COD players do, but when they come with super fast movement speeds and low recoil, they can break a game rapidly. And at number 1 today, the best LMG in COD history, according to me, the RPD in COD 4. I've said it a few times, this is the best in COD history. Now, some people push back on that, but I'm sticking to my guns, because if you know, you know. It was one of your 3 LMG options in the OG Modern Warfare, and while it did come with some hefty movement penalties, it was easily one of the most powerful guns in the game. I think that slow movement caused people to sleep on it, because when you lay out stats on paper, it was broken. Fired at 705 rounds per minute, hit for a flat 40 damage by default. This meant with no damage modifiers, it was a 3-shot kill no matter what. If you threw on the grip, the recoil was gone. Made it easy to beam people from across the map. But what really set the gun apart was the fact that stopping power would crank your damage up to 56. Meaning, it was a 2-shot kill no matter what. With the high fire rate, 100-round mag, clean iron sights, very low recoil, use the foregrip. It was one of the deadliest weapons in the entire Modern Warfare franchise. I still think to this day it's the best LMG ever put in a Call of Duty multiplayer. Seriously, 705 rounds per minute, 2-shot kill from across the map, no recoil, you do the math. It's ridiculous, but a lot of people passed over it because it wasn't as fast or flashy as weapons like the AK-74U or the M16. I loved it. I stand by it being the best LMG in the franchise. Again, I say if you know, you know. There you go, my friends. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Go check out the new Chaos Call of Duty channel, and I'll see you soon.